The other day, I took the new FD out for a test drive, and it was vibrating pretty bad, and the interior was rattling, and something driveline related was just not right. It was kind of making some clicking noises whenever I was traveling slow through a parking lot, and so I just knew something was really not right with it. So today we're going to check out the drivetrain, and we're going to see whether it is a rear end, a drive shaft, or a transmission issue. So we're going to take our first look at the underside of the car.
Seriously, I just had it.
We have the car jacked up, the transmission in neutral, and the parking brake off, and I'm just going to spin the tires to see if I can replicate and kind of isolate the clicking sound that I was hearing while I was driving the car. Okay, so I'm definitely getting a clicking sound. It sounds as though it's coming from the back side of the car. So the problem's either going to be with the rear differential or the drive shaft, maybe a bad U-joint or something like that. So we're going to take a quick look underneath and see what we get. Wow, unbelievable. Look at this. That did not take us long to find at all. Look at where the drive shaft meets the rear end. This bolt is loose, and this one is completely missing. The next one is loose. And this one doesn't even have a nut or a lock washer on it. I'm so glad that I didn't go far on that test drive. Otherwise, I could have really ruined something and ended up needing to get a tow back. So I can't believe that. I'm gonna have to source some bolts and some nuts and some lock washers and tighten this guy down. And once I do that, I'm assuming that that'll take care of the problem. I'm so glad that I didn't go any further than I did on my initial test drive. I was able to tighten two of the bolts that were there and had the nuts on them, here and here. I don't have a replacement for this one. I'm gonna have to order that part in, but I did have some hardware in the garage here, and so I'm gonna take this 17mm and this lock nut and put it on there. The bolts are 14mm on this side, so if you have a replacement bolt like this guy here, it'll probably be like a 17mm, and you can't physically fit them into that pocket. They need to be a smaller diameter hex head. So for now, I'm just going to tighten these three down, and then I'll at least be able to move the car under its own power without having to worry about it until I can order the replacement bolt in for the one that's missing. What I'll probably end up doing is just replacing all four of them, just because these were in there and they were kind of rattling around. They were a little tougher to get on, so I'm pretty sure I'm just going to replace all four of them just to be on the safe side. But yeah, I can't get hardware for that unless I buy it through Mazda. I was able to shake down the wheels again. The clunking completely went away. I'm really glad that that was such an easy fix. And the rest of the car on the underside looks great. There's barely any rust on it. I'm so happy with the underside of the car. It does have a very small leak somewhere around the rear side of the transmission that could be coming from the gear shifter up top. I know a lot of times those gaskets and the bushings and stuff go bad up there, so I'll have to look at that from the top side of things just to verify. But other than that, it looks great underneath there, and I'm just really glad that I didn't go any further or go on any other test drives, because that was just seconds away from just flying apart. So with that, glad we got it fixed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.